Although the twin flame story may begin like a romance, it is not a romantic one. A twin flame is the journey of the ascension of a single soul, a spiritual path, and at the same time, a timeless, unconditional love that far transcends earthly and romantic love. Yet, this is not what we were seeking. Most divine feminines were searching for romantic love. What troubled me for years is that this awakening is forced. Other people choose to awaken, and for them, it becomes part of a natural flow, even for the ego. We, however, are compelled to awaken, redirected from romance to spirituality, from the ego's understanding to the soul's design. This path is profoundly difficult, especially during the dark night of the soul, when the entire world we once knew collapses, when every form of support is withdrawn, and when helping hands turn into claws meant to wound. The first dark night is the most painful, yet its variations return again and again, stripping away illusion, lies, and weakness, until we find our ground within ourselves, a home in our own soul, and discover the strength and power that rise from within. The divine feminine carries the twin flame process and is the only one fully conscious of it. Energy flows from her toward the divine masculine. There is no mutual exchange in the usual sense. As long as she remains obsessive or energetically attached to him, he retreats from the intensity of what she transmits. He may be dependent or obsessive about many things, but not about her. What he recognizes only in her on the soul level, he seeks on earth in other women, never in her. This happens because he lives in the ego, only loosely connected to his soul. Enough to sense longing, to know that something he desires exists somewhere, but not enough to recognize it in her. As long as he is unhealed and ego-driven, he cannot see the divine feminine as his true counterpart. He may sense her uniqueness, want to keep her in his life in some form, yet remain blind to the true nature of the twin flame bond. The task of the divine feminine is to withdraw her energy, neutralize it, and root herself fully in the soul. When she does, the divine masculine is naturally drawn back to his own soul, away from the ego. When the divine feminine lives in the soul, that soul radiates with such divine light on earth that the one who shares it cannot help but feel it. Her embodied strength then becomes a gateway through which he may, if he chooses, free himself from addictions and compulsions. This is why twin flame dynamics differ from narcissist empath patterns, addictions, and other toxic bonds. This is not the journey of two separate souls, but of one soul experiencing itself. Other souls act from the outside. One's own soul exists both within and all around, everywhere at once. Because of the light an alchemical union would generate, and the liberation from addiction and narcissism it enables, many dark forces turn against twin flames. Darkness does not want us to do our work, to speak, or to write. It wants people to remain trapped in weakness, believing there is no way out, turning Earth into a place of despair. Darkness does not want us to remember who we are. And if it cannot stop the divine feminine from awakening, it seeks at least to break her spirit and discourage her. Twin flames bring light to themselves and to the world. But this light is born first through inner descent, by facing and conquering one's own shadows, weaknesses, and addictions. This inner work belongs to the divine feminine. She enters within, lives in the soul, and becomes the embodied expression of the soul and the goddess on earth. Only then can the divine masculine perceive her through the true lens of the soul. It is the ego that elevates romantic love, marriage, and raising children above all else, because these belong to the earthly narrative. The soul knows that eternal love is far greater and all-encompassing, and that the mission of twin flames extends far beyond conventional human frameworks. At times, these paths may overlap, but twin flames rarely raise children together. The connection itself is often too volatile and transformative for the stability required to raise children. Moreover, if that were the soul's agreement, twin flames would meet earlier, be of compatible ages, share similar worldviews, and exist in close proximity. Instead, they often meet with stark differences, later in life, when one or both are already married. Clear signs that the purpose is not conventional union, but the reconciliation of opposites and the recognition of the one within diversity. Each twin flame story unfolds according to the soul's unique agreement and timing, once life is lived from the soul. It may have little to do with the desires of the ego, or it may intersect with them in unexpected ways. Every story is singular, designed only once. When we live from the soul and embody it on earth, that is the completion of the journey.